In the next 7 years, India will add another India.
The economy has been totally transformed as the Morgan Stanley report comes out.
India will continue to remain one of the fastest growing major economy.
You see a country that is probably the fastest growing in the world, a largest contributor to the Asian GDP.
2013 से 2023 में कितना बदल गए हम सोचा नहीं था।
जो लार्ज इकोनॉमी से उसमें सबसे बेहतर ग्रोथ रेट 22-23 में भारत ने दिखाया है।
फोर्थ क्वार्टर और पूरा साल का जो जीडीपी एस्टिमेट्स रिलीज़ हुआ है, जो कि 6.1% क्वार्टर के लिए और पूरी साल का 7.2% है, वो क्लियरली डेमोन्स्ट्रेट करता है इंडिया का ग्रोथ पोटेंशियल और रेजिलियंस, जो कि सपोर्टिव पॉलिसीज़ और स्ट्रक्चरल रिफॉर्म्स और उसके अलावा गुड गवर्नेंस का एक प्रतीक है।
India will continue to remain one of the fastest growing major economy. This time growth is led by investment. Not only the government infrastructure investment, but also the private capex have taken off. What was built between 1947 to 2013 is almost getting built between 2014 to 2024. From 82,000 kilometers of highway in 2013, we are at 1,65,000 kilometers next year. From 1,400 tons of port handling capacity, we are at 2,800 tons. From 70 airports, we are at 140 airports. Our power generation is up 60% from 960 billion units to 1,600 billion units. This infrastructure investment will sustain India's growth. This will keep India one of the fastest growing major economy in the world.
जो लार्ज इकोनॉमी से उसमें सबसे बेहतर ग्रोथ रेट 22-23 में भारत ने दिखाया है और अगले साल भी मुझे लग रहा है 23-24 में, जो अभी 2 महीने जिसके ख़त्म हुए अप्रैल और मई, उसमें भी भारत बहुत अच्छा कर रहा है। औद्योगिक एक्टिविटीज़ और कंजम्पशन काफ़ी ठीक चल रहा है भारत में और जो रोज़गार की परिस्थिति है वो भी आज अच्छी हो रही है। फॉक्सकॉन एक तरह से नया प्लांट कर्नाटक में शुरू करने जा रहा है, जहाँ पर करीब 2 करोड़ हाई एंड आईफोन बनने वाले हैं।
This is not just a one-year number, it is probably the coming together of just a whole lot of initiatives being driven by the government, and probably never seen this kind of a massive focus on execution that one has seen over the last 8 to 9 years than ever seen before. So I think when you put all of that together, combined with the supply side focus that this government has had, especially on the growth of infrastructure and some long-term projects like Gati Shakti, I think it is in a way not a surprise that at some point in time, coming out of the pandemic, you see a country that is probably the fastest growing in the world, a largest contributor to the Asian GDP, and probably poised to become the largest contributor of GDP growth globally.
The fact that for March we had GST collection of 1,89,000 odd crores is a testimony to the high quality of economic decisions taken. The economy has been totally transformed as the Morgan Stanley report comes out. For an economy to grow, there are two things that are important: labor productivity and capital productivity. Capital productivity has gone up. Reducing the corporate tax to 25% has increased tax collection. The figures are really astounding.
मॉर्गन स्टैनली की जो रिपोर्ट आई है कि 2013 से 2023 में कितना बदल गए हम, सोचा नहीं था। और मेरे लिए तो उसमें दो सबसे महत्वपूर्ण जो आंकड़े थे, उन्होंने 10 कारण गिनाए हैं और 10 परिणाम गिनाए हैं। लेकिन दो परिणाम जो उन्होंने व्यक्त किया है, एक है कि प्रति व्यक्ति आय लगभग 2.36% यानी 2.36 टाइम्स 236% बढ़ जाएगी अगले 8 साल में। और यही तो हमको चाहिए कि हर भारतीय, हर हिंदुस्तानी की आमदनी बढ़े। और दूसरा उन्होंने कहा है कि 2030 तक आज लगभग $3 ट्रिलियन की इकॉनमी है, वो लगभग $7.98 ट्रिलियन की इकॉनमी हो जाएगी। ये अगले 7 साल में होगा।
By 2030, the IMF, the World Bank, Morgan Stanley, they all believe we will be a $7.6 trillion economy. So in the next 7 years, India will add another India, and that will be as much to global GDP as all of Europe will do during those 7 years. So all the magnitudes will double. Now, of course, Morgan Stanley has explained why it argues that this will happen. But the reasons are well understood. You know, we have spent more on infrastructure in the last 10 years than we have spent in the 70 years before. I mean, so, you know, that's one. If you look at our technology stack with UPI, with CoWIN, with OSIN, and the fact that we have Aadhaar, we have mobile phones, we can actually directly, transfer benefits to most of the population. This is a big deal.